Hello, the Gentleman Gamer here, and today I'm playing EVE Online, and I'm back in the Unidentified wormhole system, this time the Sentinel wormhole system. And usually what I do when I get into one of these systems, I check out the anomalies down here, and the main site, in this case Sentinel, to look for any lore bits that the CCP might have left for us to take a look at, and hopefully get an idea or a hint of the story to come. But today I'm here for a very different reason. Last couple days I've seen some interesting images go up on social media about a previously unknown site. Now we're not sure if it's been here the whole time or it's been here for a while. We just haven't been able to access it before. But a player by the name of Makoto Priano stumbled upon this site. I don't know how he stumbled upon it. The way I was told to get here was to slow boat about 10,000 kilometers. It took me about 35-40 minutes. Now that's how he got here. I don't know what he was up to, but he found it though, and it's a very interesting site. Maybe we should name it after him. I don't know what we should call it. Maybe you come up with cool suggestions in the comments what we should name it. I'll put his name in the description so you can come up with some interesting names for the site. But let's get right to it here. So we'll jump right into it here. Now the first thing you notice as you slowly approach this site is you get a kind of a quite sudden change in environmental aesthetic or environmental look of the grid once you land on this grid, and you'll see the huge effects on the outside, and you'll look up and you'll see this massive spatial rift. I mean, it's huge. Now I can't be sure how big this thing is. By the looks of it, like, obviously perspective could be completely wrong, but it looks like you can fit the entire Sentinel site in it. But since you can only see it once you load up the grid for this site and the structure, I'm probably thinking it's not big enough to fit the entire site. And also, if you did what I did and look down right afterwards, you'll see another spatial rift. It looks identical. You have the same effects. It's like pulling of some sort of gas or plasma into this epicenter here at the bottom. The same type of electricity, I think, little flashes of light, I think you see at some point. Maybe we could be wrong, but they look pretty much the same, and they're super large. Now the next thing you'll see, depending on what side of the grid you come on, I didn't notice the structure till I was way farther in, but you'll see this structure at some point as well, and it's right in the middle between these two giant massive spatial rifts. Now this kind of implies that this structure is responsible for these rifts being here because they're so abnormally large, and this is the only structure you see here. But it doesn't look like anything I've seen before. The architecture for it is very odd. Usually when you go into wormhole space, or even the unidentified wormholes, you'll see unidentified wormholes usually sleeper structures, but in normal wormhole space, you see Talocan structures that have little spatial rifts next to them, but nothing to this size. These are absolutely massive. I'm not sure if they're like Eve Gate big. I'm probably thinking no. I'm thinking they're probably smaller than Eve Gate, but they are still pretty massive. And the actual structure itself, like the metal anyway, even though the actual architecture looks very odd, the metal looks like, if you've seen pictures of the Drifter Hive, it kind of looks like that. It looks like the same type of metal the Drifter Hive was made out of, even though the architecture looks way more crystalline in its actual structure here. If you actually, let's take a look at the actual structure real quick. It kind of looks like this hole is on purpose here. It looks like it could have been a gate of some sort at some point. At the moment, it looks like it's been damaged or just not repaired, because it looks like these pieces did fit together at some point, held together by either some sort of force, but at some point either it's turned off or been damaged, and they kind of just drifted away. Not permanently, they didn't keep drifting away. It looks like it just stopped. So it does look like it's been damaged or just not repaired for a very long time. But the rifts look like they're like this self-continuing. I don't think the rifts need the structure to continue. Or maybe they opened the rifts with the structure, and the structure is not needed anymore to keep them open now. Maybe it gets destroyed when you open the structure. We open the rifts, maybe, which might be an interesting theory as well. But there's not much else to the site. The actual structure itself is not even named. If you look into the description, there's no thumbnail. All it says is unidentified sleeper device in the description, and also the top area here. So it looks like TCP did not finish the site yet. They probably weren't expecting someone to slow boat in one of these sites and to stumble upon this just yet. So kind of a sneak peek of what might be coming up. But there's another thing I like to do as well. Since the Jove Observatories, I've been checking the world sound if I get close to the Jove Observatories. And the observatories kind of have a very odd sound to them. If you you zoom up to them and you put the world sounds pretty high. So we're gonna do the same thing for this, and we'll see. I heard something odd, but I'm not sure if it's default or not. But we'll take it out. We'll just check it out real quick. We'll zoom out of the ships. We want to get the ship noises, and they're no longer okay. We're far enough away, I think. We'll turn up the world's level real quick. Now, I'm not sure if these noises are default or not for wormhole space, but I'm hearing like wind, like very windy storm. If you have a storm outside and you hear the wind blowing against the house, that's what it sounds like. Now, again, I don't know if this is a default noise for space or for wormhole space. I usually don't keep the world volume up this high. I usually have Eve music playing while I'm playing, so I don't. Even if it was, I wouldn't hear it. I don't want to leave the site either to test it outside the site, because I'll have to slow boat back. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to have to wait for someone in the comments to tell me I'm wrong, or if it is a unique sound or not, until after I stop recording, and then I can actually check it out myself. But if it is a unique sound, as I was talking to Makoto before I was recording, and I remember the prophecy trailer about McCampher's 7 events of the apocalypse, and he talks about a storm in one of those prophecies, and this sounds like a storm. Oop, too close. Spaceship sounds, but this sounds like stormy winds, like outside of a house, you know. So it would be interesting if it is a unique sound, but I'm just not sure yet. But I'll figure it out after the video, I guess. But let's turn that back down real quick here. Now, it's obviously a really cool site, very interesting structure, not completed yet, but still a very interesting site. So you're probably asking, how do I get here? Now, I got some very good directions from another player. His Twitter name is Captain Crutches, but his in-game name is Captain Schmitty. Excuse me. I think it's very fun saying Schmitty. But of course, the first step to find this site is to find a unidentified wormhole, or drifter wormhole, as people call them sometimes. This case is the Sentinel wormhole. And what you got to do is go to the main site here. Like if you're in Sentinel, you go to Sentinel, warp. I wouldn't warp to 0, but I warp like 50 maybe. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you don't land on top of a drifter. But you take the first acceleration gate in the initial area you jump into, and when you use that first gate, when you land on the other side, you just set your speed down here to full, and turn your prop mod on, and just burn for 10,000 kilometers, and you have to wait for a while. Now, if you're lucky, there's no drifter battleships, so you can just turn your prop mod on and go. But if there is, I do suggest either putting a improved cloak on a T1 frigate or something, and then burning out until you're off grid of the first room, and that way you won't get alphaed by a drifter battleship. But if you're lucky, then there's only sleeper drones there. My Astero could tank them. I do have a damage griddle too, and I didn't have to rep or anything. But I at some point I went off grid. I was like some like thousand some kilometers. I went off grid, and nothing could target me. And then I eventually got there, and you need to be at least, I think it's 20,200 and 200 km from the Sentinel beacon, and then this site will be there. But it's a very cool site, guys. So hopefully you can get here without getting destroyed. I believe another player was here before. He died. He was in a cruiser and he died. I had some problems too when I was trying to come into the site. Apparently I went slightly to the right. When I turned my micro warp drive on, my ship went slightly to the right, and it kind of, obviously slightly to the right, it's only slightly to the right, what could be the problem? But over 10,000 kilometers, slightly to the right really shoots you off in the wrong direction. So I think it sent me off, where was the bookmark I made? Right there. It sent me off 1,000 kilometers in the wrong direction. So, but thanks to another player that was already in this site, his name is Jared Victorian. With some D-scan help, he helped me guide me to the actual direction I was supposed to go in. So thanks again to that guy. He helped me. I was getting really frustrated. I didn't want to start all over again, and he helped me out. So that was very awesome. But that's the site, guys. So hopefully you can come and take a look at it. It's very cool. I know people will be pretty much checking this site out every single time CCP patches the client again, just to see if they add NPCs or something to it. But thanks for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you like the content, of course, subscribe and fly safe.